Hey everybody, welcome to Working from Home Effectively. Got a lot of good stuff to share with you today, so let's go ahead and get started. Working from home effectively. I'm excited that you're joining me today. From skipping out on common office distractions to spending less time and money on commuting, there are so many benefits of working from home. Having the freedom to create a working environment that matches your preferences and needs can grant you the opportunity to work more efficiently, creatively, and enjoyably. If you're new to working from home and want some pointers on how to make the best out of your untraditional job situation, you've come to the right place. Although working from home can offer an oasis of concentration and freedom, it doesn't come without challenges. Let's explore a few. Family members, roommates, and pets can pose a potential distraction. We've been working from home for 25 years now. And when we first started doing it, both of our families didn't quite understand that when we were at home working, that was just like their job that they would go off to work. But they kind of figured since we were home, it was okay for them to drop in and visit. Because both of our families came from people that always worked for somebody else and they never worked from home. So they didn't quite understand it. And it just took a little bit of time of explaining it and, putting up some gentle boundaries, but we got through it and everything was better for it. And the benefits much, much, much outweighed the negatives. One of the neat things about it was that when my wife's grandmother got so old that she used to go to adult daycare, both of my wife's parents worked. So nobody was home for when Nana came home from daycare. So what happened was they used to bring her to our house and we would still be working downstairs in the office. And, but we knew that she was upstairs and safe and we could check on her and so forth. And she would be up there for several hours until somebody would come and pick her up. One of the family members would come and pick her up. So that was a neat blessing to be able to spend more time with Nana. Some of the other challenges of working from home are that some people just can't stay focused enough to maintain productivity when they're unsupervised. It takes a special person to be able to do that. You got to be self-motivated. And working from home can create an always on mindset, meaning that you're always feeling like you're work. And a lot of times it causes people to work too long and too hard. Do any of these issues ring true to you? No matter what challenges you might face from working at home, there are strategies you can employ and habits you can create to help ensure your success. For starters, you'll need to create an environment where you can be successful. If you have a spare room to use as an office, great. But if you don't, you'll need to designate an area of your home specifically for getting work done. Try to find an area where you can set up all your work supplies and keep them there. Working from the kitchen table may seem like a good idea. However, if you use your table for other activities, you'll continuously have to pack up your office, and that is not a good thing. Try to choose a space that is quiet so you can focus on the task at hand. If you anticipate spending hours on end at a desk, look into investing in an adjustable standing desk. These are great. When I was a draftsman, I used to love being able to stand up and draw. These standing desks also help alleviate lower back or hip pain, and they promote better health. If you're working with a small space or even aren't sure what to do, check out Pinterest to find inspiration. There's lots of ideas on there. Next, you'll want to set up your technology strategically. Ideally, you'll want to have multiple devices enabled with all of your work apps. In other words, make sure that your phone is equipped with everything you use on your computer. This way, if the need arises to take a meeting on the go, you'll be prepared. Here are some suggestions. Use Zoom for video conferencing, just like I'm using for this webinar. You can use Slack for easy instant messaging, and there are even newer ones out there now. Asana for project organization. Miro for idea creation, strategy, and project planning. Central Project Hub and presentations. And the Google Suite for spreadsheets and other documents. And Google has expanded their offerings to include so much more now. They got Google Meetings and so on. Once you begin working remotely, you can spend the time you would have been commuting doing something good for your health. Instead of starting your day off stressing out about getting somewhere on time or sitting in traffic, invest that time into a ritual that creates a calm and clear state of mind. Some ideas include meditation, getting more sleep, making a nice breakfast, practicing some movement activity such as yoga or light household tasks, or just focusing on your breathing. Whatever feels good to you and helps you manage your stress is time well spent. You'll want to anticipate some distractions while working from home. Whether your neighbor mows the lawn every Thursday at 9 a.m., or the kids are noisy as they get ready for their day, or your dog has a tendency to bark at everything that walks by your house, there will likely be distractions. Try to identify them early so that you can be prepared for them. For sounds that you can't control, try noise canceling headphones. These are absolutely awesome. If other members are home, speak with them about your schedule and why you need them to be quiet during parts of the day. I know many folks that have children at home, and even sometimes spouses, and they'll put up a little poster that, you know, mom's at work or dad's at work. See me at 12 or see me at 3 o'clock. That way it reminds everybody when they go to interrupt mom or dad, stop first. One way to work from home productively is to dive in as soon as you wake up. Start with easy tasks, such as checking your messages and creating your to-do list for the day. If you already know what needs to be done for the day, get it started. And I actually recommend creating your to-do list the night before. There's several reasons for that, and just one is that your subconscious will work on that to-do list as you sleep. And you'll be surprised at the ideas that you get when you wake up in the morning because your subconscious has been working on it all night. If you are an early riser and an early worker, you can take a break for breakfast shortly after. But the key is to set the tone for the day so you can progress gradually rather than start late and lose motivation. Because remember, you are responsible for your own motivation. Creating a ritual for getting your day started is a great way to spark motivation. This is because it will train your mind to associate your routine with work, thus preparing you accordingly for the day ahead. Just like you would do if you were traveling to an office, set your alarm, make coffee, and put yourself together. While wearing PJs at work seems like a perk of working from home, changing into a designated set of work clothes can help you get into the work mode easier. Of course, you don't have to put on a suit and a tie, but change out of what you were sleeping in. Depending on the type of work you need to do, you may find it easier to get outside with your laptop. If the neighbors have a construction project going on or the kids are noisy when they get home from school, plan to spend some time away from home and take telecommuting to the next level. Also, most places are Wi-Fi enabled nowadays, so scope out local spots for a suitable workspace. It can be tempting to browse your social media accounts when you need a break. But if you're the type of person who can get sucked into scrolling and lose all sense of time, just don't do it. Wait until after work hours to catch up. To make it easier, you can turn off notifications and even log out of your accounts, so access isn't just a simple click. We all have different peak times of our day when we're more productive. Identify when you're most focused and plan on working through that time. If you know you're most alert and energetic in the morning, make sure to take advantage of that time to knock out more challenging work tasks. If the afternoon or early evening is when you can better concentrate, try to schedule your work time or meetings for this time of the day. Just remember that your motivation will naturally ebb and flow throughout the day. So don't beat yourself up too much about it. It's especially difficult for children to understand that just because you're home doesn't mean you can give them your full attention. The stoplight method is great because no matter what age your children are, they understand colors. Designate different colors for different parts of your workday, then discuss the meaning with your family. For example, hang a red circle on your door when you absolutely cannot be disturbed, or green when it's okay for them to come in. I know when our daughter was going through PA school to become a physician assistant, and she was studying all the time, her dog was just like family. After a couple of hours would come over and try and crawl on top of her books or on top of her laptop, as if to say, "Hey mom, it's time to play. You need to take a break." Unfortunately, he didn't understand the stoplight method or the stop sign method. If you need to make dentist or doctor appointments, try to schedule them for early or late in the day. When you have to leave in the middle of your workday, it can be difficult to find your motivation again afterwards. Alternatively, schedule a time in the middle of your day that acts like a lunch hour, where you can preemptively set aside time to run errands, complete household tasks, or make it to appointments. One of the tricks that I used to do is to try to make appointments on the same day if possible. I know that you can't always do that, but that was something that I tried to do. If you enjoy connecting with others and being away from coworkers is a difficult adjustment, well, embrace the virtual connection. Email or chat with coworkers throughout the day to let them know you're focused on work and available if they need you. Talk with your team about starting a virtual morning or afternoon huddle just to share what everyone is working on for the day. You can meet after hours for a virtual happy hour to chat about non-work related things. Sometimes you can get so focused and wrapped up in what you're working on that you forget to take a break. But breaks are very, very important. Taking a moment away from your work will help you re-energize and refocus once you return to the task at hand. If you need a quick break, try doing some stretches or jumping jacks, making a cup of tea, going for a short walk, or checking in with others in the house. One of the tricks that I learned years ago is that I had a small kitchen timer and I would set it for 60 minutes. And this timer would go off when there was 10 minutes left and then when there was 5 minutes left. And so my plan was that I was going to work, and when the 10-minute timer or alarm went off, I would stop. And I would take a 10-minute break, get up, walk around, get a glass of water, take a quick walk, whatever, and then be back at it. So I was essentially working 50 minutes out of every hour. So 50 minutes out of 60, I worked, and then 10 minutes was the break. I suggested this to my daughter when she was cramming in medical school, and she said, "Daddy, that sounds like a good idea." So I actually bought her one of the timers, and she found it to be very, very productive for her. That 10 minutes away was just something that energized her, allowed her to relax a little bit, but then also she could come right back and focus and just concentrate and focus like she needed to be able to process all of that information that med students go through. So think about getting one of those little timers. It's great. You don't have to watch the clock. You can just get buried into whatever you're doing and knowing that the alarm is going to stop you at the 50-minute mark. Yes, working from home gives you full access to the kitchen. This means you can actually prepare healthy snacks and meals. At the office, you're at the mercy of whatever is available in the cafeteria, break room, or nearby vicinity. But when you're at home, you have the opportunity to choose healthy meals and snacks that will help keep your energy up and allow you to remain focused throughout the day. If you struggle with staying on task while working from home, kick your productivity up a notch with a time management app. For example, some productivity apps will track the amount of time you spend on each task and even minimize distractions. There's a whole boatload of apps out there that you can use on your phone and on your computer. Very similar to the kitchen timer that I use. Depending on the nature of your work, you might benefit from turning on some background music or noise. If you've already learned how to focus in a noisy office environment, try putting on some talk radio to fill in the silence. You can also use sound to tap into different moods. For example, when the afternoon crash hits, play some songs that get you energized. Or look for lyric-free soundscapes or classical music to help you maintain focus. I've actually got a playlist that I play or I choose from when I need to get up. I don't mean up awake in the morning, but when I want to get energized, get motivated. So find the songs that jack you up and use them. And here's a pro tip. Music streaming services let you pick playlists specifically to fit your moods like focus or productivity. As I mentioned earlier, friends and family who are not working on your schedule may think they can drop by for a visit anytime you're home. You have to set some boundaries for these visitors and encourage them to call first or let them know when you'll be taking a break. It can be difficult to turn off work mode when you're working from home. Make sure to set a clear shut off or log out time so you can establish a healthy work-life balance. Try setting an alarm to go off at the end of the day to indicate your normal workday is coming to an end. Finish up with important tasks and tie up loose ends for the day, but then commit to putting your hands up and ending work mode. This is when I would suggest that you create your to-do list for the next day. Remember that working from home can make you a target for hackers. Your work machine is incredibly valuable for thieves and criminals, so take care to work securely. Be aware of how your company's network policies, such as the use of Wi-Fi and personal devices, and more. Employ a trust but verify mentality for documents sent to your inbox. Use a business grade VPN or virtual private network for encryption. Larger organizations are likely to have an approved VPN solution. Know how to get IT assistance and report any security threats that you encounter. Lastly, close your room's door to avoid disclosing sensitive information to family members or visitors. It's easy to forget to watch what you say when you're in work mode. On the next slide, I have listed the references that I've used in making today's event. I want to thank you for joining me today. As you can see, working from home comes with many benefits, but can also present a number of new challenges. If you need additional help setting up your at-home workspace or creating a plan for productivity, let me know. I am here to help you. I hope that you've enjoyed the information I shared with you today, and were able to maybe get some ideas for when you're working at home. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, please don't hesitate to contact me at dave@stevensgrouptraining.com. That's Dave, D-A-V-E, at stevensgrouptraining.com. Thanks for checking in, and I hope that you got as much value from this webinar as I have from sharing it with you.